Hello, hello, hello. I'm Melissa. Welcome to our Operation Eat Real Food Challenge. I just wanted to shoot this little video to kind of tell you a little bit about myself, about our group, what we're going to be talking about and what we're going to be learning about, and some ground rules and expectations for the group. So, first things first, here's my story. I am by no means a food expert, but what I am is I'm a woman with a story to tell, a lifestyle change, a life-saving story. So here is my story. I'm a busy girl. I work full-time. I'm a full-time teacher. I also own my own business as a fitness and nutrition coach. I am a blogger. I was a half-time grad student and just recently graduated with my master's degree on top of working full-time in the education world. So I'm busy. I have a fiance who lived an hour and a half away from me, so I didn't get much time with him. And I lived on my own with a 30-minute commute back and forth to work. So I spent a lot of time in my truck, a lot of time, which meant I didn't cook very much. In fact, I didn't cook at all. So I spent a lot of my time, stopping at McDonald's or Taco Bell or wherever. I would stop and get food. Because it was easier. And if you live on your own, you also know that cooking food is a pain in the butt when you live by yourself, because every recipe seems to always come in like servings of 4, and when you live on your own, so you end up eating lots and lots of leftovers. Like sometimes it felt like I was eating food for like 2 weeks. So I didn't cook at all. I was a big pop drinker. Would drink 2 or 3 a day because I needed the caffeine to get me through my day, or so I thought. I spent a lot of time with people in my house on the weekends and going on vacations and things, and was an avid beer drinker. Just for fun, nothing out of the ordinary or extreme, but would go out socially and drink with friends in my early 20s. Well, it didn't take long for that lifestyle to creep up and catch up with me. I slowly saw my weight increase to the point that my size 12s were actually getting too small, and that meant I had to go get bigger pants, and I had just bought those. The thought of being anything bigger than a size 10 was devastating to me. I'd never been that big in my life. I was always very active, but hadn't been so active lately because I was busy. And so I went to the doctor's for just a normal appointment and jumped on the scale, and the scale said 177 pounds. Now for me personally, on my frame, that's a big difference. I know there may be some of us in this group that may weigh more or may weigh less, but I'm just sharing my story, and for me that was my wake-up call. I tend to not pay too much attention to what my weight is or what the scale tells me, just because my confidence isn't defined by that number. But I want to tell you this to share my story. So I was angry, I was ashamed, and I was just right down just mortified that I'd let myself get that way. I had done this to myself, and quite frankly didn't realize I had done it to myself. I saw slow changes, but nothing like that moment of what have I done? Where has the last couple years gone? And how did this just happen? I was surprised and scared and angry, and knew I needed to make some changes. So, I started working out, and that was my first doable step that I started making, was adding some physical exercise to my day. I gave up pop, and still wasn't drinking a lot of water at the time. I was still drinking a lot of Crystal Lights, iced teas, or anything else that had flavor, because when you go from pop to just plain water, it's kind of a body shock, because pop has so much flavor and texture with all the sugar and syrup in it. To go from that to just plain water, it's not the easiest task if you've ever done it before. And so I started making small changes. Over the course of the last year and a half, I've lost 40 pounds. And have been able to change my diet 110%. It's completely different now than what it was a year and a half ago. And I'm not telling you the story looking for, help with weight loss or anything like that, if that's not what you're looking for. And I just want to share my story so you can understand where my knowledge is coming from and what I've been able to accomplish due to this journey. And so I made those changes, and then I started dialing in my nutrition a little bit more. I started understanding how food can actually work with me and work with my body and fuel my body in the right ways. Started learning about organic food and understanding why those box meals at the store aren't healthy. And I was the queen of box meals. I loved my hamburger helper. I loved my tuna helper. In fact, I loved mac and cheese and hot dogs. That was probably my favorite meal because it was easy to cook. And, leftovers wouldn't last that long, a couple days or whatever. And it was just easy, and that's what I did. So either between eating out or eating box food, that's about all I was doing. So I was able to start playing around and start cooking more, started playing with food, and eating better, drinking more water, up until today, where now I'm growing my own food. I'm learning how to can. I'm learning how to prep food, learning the difference between organic and conventional and why organic is better for us nutritionally, and really just experimenting and learning as I've gone. So this is where this group comes in. This is my knowledge of what I've been able to learn over the last year and a half. And I want to be able to help and share with you that you can be busy. You can be on a tight budget, because let's face it, we're all on a tight budget now. Money's not the way it used to be. It's, food costs a lot of money. And it can be very expensive to eat real food. But I want to help you to learn ways to save some money, help you with your budget, with eating, and help you to learn why real food is important for you and your family. So that being said, that brings me to our group. Here's what we're going to be sharing. On week 1, we're going to talk about what is real food. Like, what is it? What is this whole real food kind of stuff? And talk a little bit about organic and conventional. I'm not going to go crazy on the organic stuff, just because I want you to understand just about real food. I don't endorse any of the diets, the gluten-free or the paleo or any of those other things, because I really truly believe it's just about eating real food, and that's how we can get healthy. But organic also plays into that a lot, because that's the way I'm choosing to garden my own food, my fruits and vegetables that I'm growing, and truly believe it's important for us. And I'll get into that a little bit more in the group. So other than that, that's about the only thing that I'm going to touch upon. If you're looking for more information on, a specific diet or something like that, we can chat privately and I can get you information on those. So week 1, that's what it's about. Just what is real food and give you some background knowledge about it. Week 2, we are going to get into prepping food. Freezer meals, those are amazing. Let me tell you, they save on so much time. We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about, buying your fruits and vegetables, and you go, oh, man, I'm going to have to throw all this food away because we're not eating it. Well, I want to help you to not have to waste your money or waste your time or, waste food. So we're going to talk about prepping food and the importance of buying in season and how we can prep that through freezing or canning. I'm by no means a canning expert. I've only been canning now for about a month, and I've made some jams and some pickles, and that's about it. So I'm by no means a canning expert, but I'm here to help share with you what I've learned, and if any of you other wonderful people in this group have more experience with canning, please feel free to chime in and offer your expertise in this, as well as in any of this that we're talking about. This is your group as well. I'm just here facilitating it. So then when we get to week 3, after we've talked about what is real food, prepping real food, we are going to get into all those yummy recipes that I promised you. And yes, we will have lots of recipes. So we're going to talk about those, and I'm going to share with some of the ones that I've been using that my 6-year-old stepson, or future stepson I should say, is absolutely in love with and enjoys. So they're kid friendly too, for those of you with kids. And my fiance loves most of them, so they're men friendly too, which is always a plus because, you know, you gotta make sure that they're fed and ready to go. So that's what we're going to be doing on week 3. And then we're going to talk about setting some goals at the end of week 3 and how we can implement some small doable changes in with your family. So don't feel like you have to do all of this all at once and go, oh my gosh, now I got to go grow my own garden and I've got to can all this food. And oh my gosh, we're going to talk about ways to implement this into your life slowly and find ways that works for you. There are many people out there that sell their canned goods. I strongly suggest you find somebody that you trust if you're going to go that route, and we'll talk about this in the group. So there are ways around it. You don't have to can, but I want you to understand the process of canning and why it's a good way to prep food and save food versus buying, you know, canned goods or those type of things. So that being said, that's our group. That's what we're going to be sharing. And as I mentioned earlier, this is your group. I'm just here to facilitate and share my knowledge of what I've learned. I'm by no means an expert. I'm just, like I said, a woman with a story and some knowledge to share. So if you find something interesting or you know something about that topic, please feel free to share. If you have questions, ask. There are no such things as stupid questions, because if you're wondering, I bet you there's probably 5 other people in the group wondering the same thing, but they're too scared to ask. This is a safe, supportive environment, and we're here to support each other. So no negative comments, no bashing or anything like that. If that's the case, I will remove you from the group. I want this to be a positive experience, and feel free to add on and chime in with things that I'm saying or the other group members. Have some discussion and just be present in the group, because the more we're present in the group and sharing and making this experience for all of us, the better experience that we'll have. It's a lot of fun, these groups. I've run other groups similar to this for fitness and accountability groups through my fitness and accountability coaching. But I have never done an actual like eat real food challenge. So this is brand new to me. So I'm looking for input from you. I want to know what's working, what's not working. You know, if there's some information that you're missing or you want to know more about something, comment in the group or message me, and I can get more information about this. I want this, like I said, to be about you just as much as it is about me. So I'm excited to share all of this information with you, and excited to be on this journey with you. And I hope that you find this experience enjoyable and fun, and you get to meet some new people and make some new friends out of the deal. And it's done right in the comfort of your own home. So how cool is that? You don't even have to go anywhere. Just show up to your group every day and post and share. And so that being said, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, was just a little bit about me, a little bit about what we're going to be talking about, what we're going to be learning, and set some ground rules for our group. So if you have any questions, feel free to post underneath this video in the comment or message me. And get out there and enjoy the next 21 days, because we have a lot of things to talk about, and I'm excited to have you in this group. So let's get started. I'll see you on Monday.